Hola everybody, it's me, Maris, and just on break this Wednesday afternoon, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm the only one here, let me just go ahead and go online and maybe reach out, connect, whatever, with other people. Now, I've got a really cool little deck with me this afternoon, and I'm going to tell you, it's a borrowed deck from my friend Patti. And let me just tell you, this deck is a hoot. I normally, and I'll show you what the box looks like. It's called the U IN2IT Oracle. They're really cool cards. There's 118 cards. So it's 72 Oracle cards and planetary influencers, spirit animals, 12 signs of the zodiac, and then you got the four ladies. So it's 118 cards. And to be honest with you, most of the time when I have this deck out, I am playing 118 card pickup. Normally they come flying out of my hands and all over the place. So today I'm kind of being a little gentle with them to see if they will let me read them. I kept thinking that when they were, like all flying out of my hands, I'm like, maybe I'm not supposed to use these. Maybe I'm not supposed to read them. There's a reason why sometimes that, you're not supposed to connect with a particular deck or a divination tool. It's just, maybe that's just not the avenue for you. Maybe that's not the deck for you. And so I kept thinking, well, it must be, it's not the deck for me. So I called my friend or texted my friend Patti, and I'm like, Patti, come get your cards. But we keep missing each other. So, okay, here goes one. Okay, we're not going to play 118 card pickup. I've already put that intention out. But don't go away because I got to bend down and go get that card. Okay. So I'm going to see if there's maybe a couple other cards that come out and say hello. Okay, all right. So we're not doing any more cards. Now we're going to, because I feel like we're going to get 118 card pickup. And I'm like, not in the mood for that. But I got some cards down on the ground. Don't go away. I'm going to get those cards. And then we're going to read them. Okay. Alright, so these are some really interesting cards, okay, because there's no rule book to it, really. I mean, I think that's the little rule book there, so there's no rule book to them at all. Alright, and so I kind of like that, but the rules are kind of on the card. It'll give you some insights to the vibration behind that particular picture or painting that will give you a little bit of insight into that card. So let's look. We've got several cards on here. I'm like, this deck and I, man, it's like I am two left thumbs, when I'm trying to work with it. So let's take a look. I'm kind of giggling through here. Whoops, that's me. All right, there we go. All right. A lot of people get uncomfortable when there are owls around. I love owls. Personally, I love owls. I'm very much into the owl vibration. I kind of live in a very different kind of house. It's an older home, and so I have a lot of some owl stuff. I've got some owl claws that are on my front porch, and people are like, that's really weird. And I'm like, I know, but it's this vibration. Owls bring in the light. Okay, and you're like, no, they don't. And I'm like, yeah, they do. Owls are really significant for truth, seeing through the facade, just like they have over there. Secrets lifted, insights, wise, awareness, observant. So we're talking about, and I'm going to use this term really loosely, we're talking about a sense of awakening. like you've been like this or maybe like this, and now your eyes are going to be like this. Really, really truly seeing truths as they are, the really true truths. That sounds so weird, right? And you're like, okay, Maris. And I'm like, when the owl comes around, stuff is about to get real. Stuff is about to get real, and that's what we're talking about in this energy. These cards are really, really cool. Pay attention to things that are going on around you. Pay attention to, and I'm going to call it just like off-the-wall banter, off-the-wall talk. Pay attention to it, because there's actually a lot of validity to the chit-chat, okay? So the owl is coming in, and it's bringing in insight. It's allowing us to open our eyes and see things as they truly are. And the next one I'm going to kind of giggle on just a little bit. The next one is called snowflake. Okay, snowflakes. Let's think about a snowflake really quick. A snowflake is perfectly symmetrical. Perfectly symmetrical. It is unique. There are no two exact same designs. But they're also, let's think about what is that. So if we're trying to catch snowflakes in our hand, what are they going to do? They're going to melt. They're very fragile. Handle carefully. So we're talking about very, very unique obstacles or energies coming in that you will really need to take the time to walk on eggshells. Yeah, there's some really delicate things that are coming in, and they can be potentially very volatile, and when I mean dangerous, I'm not talking about the physical danger. I'm looking more about the vibrational or energetic danger through there. And so this is asking you, it's saying your obstacle is, we got some stuff that's coming up, okay? We've got some truths that are coming out. Some things are going to be, put out in the middle with a big old spotlight on them. And we're going to have to know exactly how to respond to this stuff without causing a lot of disruption or let me say it like this. In some of these obstacles, you're going to have to handle those obstacles, but you're going to have to be very discreet in the way that you handle it, which means that you can't be blatantly out there. You've got to do it very discreetly, almost like under the radar. And when you choose to do that, you'll actually help to preserve those issues and keep them from exploding and being that potential danger or potential pain in the butt that it could be. All right. So if that one right there is our, I keep knocking this table around. I think I have it on, coinky dinky here. All right. So if that was our hindrance, this is our help. Okay. And I'm laughing because I was like, some people are going to go, bully. It's not so much a bully. It's the mama bear, the protective, the person that is out there ensuring that your needs are met. Okay. And that you are being treated and worked with or connected with in a fair manner. So that mama bear energy is your protector, okay? And they're going to step up to the plate, and they're going to ensure that everything that's going on around you, even if it's in that negative realm, that you are not being abused or misappropriated. Your energy is being well taken care of, that no one is taking advantage of you. And it's okay if you're that mama bear energy. It's okay to start working with that, and I'm going to go, it's okay sometimes to throw your cloud around, okay? So if you've got clout, and that clout can help somebody in a positive manner, use that clout. That's what this energy here is. It's kind of like your lifelines. If we were doing that, oh, what's that little pyramid game? Where they ask you really hard questions and you can throw out a lifeline. I can't remember the name of the game. I think Regis was on that. It's your lifeline is going to step up to the plate and be there to help you and guide you. And I'm seeing this not as an energy, but I'm seeing this as a person coming in to help you and guide you. Okay. All right, so that's what we were looking at, that mama bear, that very much the person that's in control and has some clout. Now, I'm laughing at this one because it's kind of like, so when does this energy start kicking in? Is this something that's happening this week? And it's like, no, not at all. What we're looking at here is that you are starting to cultivate and work through these obstacles in through there. So you're getting that insight, working through those obstacles, but you probably aren't going to see true fruition until at least a year into from where we are right now. So it's going to be probably about, after the summer, from August to September. But our timing is showing that it's a year or more from now that you actually get into your fruition. Now, one thing that I want to point out here is this word right here, mutable. Okay, mutable means that two things. That we can go through there and we can change things and create something from like the beginning, mutable. We could think about the caterpillar going into the cocoon and then coming out a butterfly. Okay, that would be a mutable movement through there. Okay, so when we look at mutable here, that's what we're talking about again, that things can change dependent on what you are doing. So when we look at this card and it talks about, okay, so when is my timing coming up where I'm really going to be on the forefront, that the information that I'm getting now and working through now actually, and I'm going to use the word pays off, but it doesn't have to do with money per se. And I'm looking at, okay, how fast are you moving? Because that's what this is really talking about through here. This time frame, that timing is more related to if you sit back in that chair and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to let everything kind of take a natural flow and flow into whatever, is going to happen, and it'll be okay because, I let the natural flow go. But when you look at this Virgo card and you look and you think about the, there's my boyfriend Scam likely calling. When you start thinking about mutable and what that means that you have the opportunity to mutate the time frame into something dependent on what you're doing. So if you are more focused into this goal, and we're looking back here at the little owl guy, and he's talking about insights, aware, observant, exploring the unknown, looking at these things, and you're like, okay, I don't want to wait a year. You don't have to wait a year, because in that Virgo card right there, it says that you're mutable. So if you're going to put more attention into it, it's going to move a lot faster. If you just sit back and you go with the flow, guess what? It'll probably go along that line of that year or more before you actually get through. And I'm going to say hurdle. It's not really a hurdle. It's just an experience. that things in your life come to the forefront, and the effects or the reactions to those things in your life actually like have a sense. And I'm going to use the word oh my goodness, I'm going to use the thought process about shit, it just escaped me. Yeah, no, you have the ability to go through and start manipulating that energy. And I'm going to use manipulate in a good way and not in a negative way. You know, we can manipulate clay and create a beautiful statue. You can also manipulate clay and make a lump of clay. You know, it's depending on what you're going to do with it. And so when I'm looking at this mutable card with the Virgo, and it's talking about, you know, kind of everything coming up to a head and secrets are unveiled and etc. through there, and that you've got this protective energy that's kind of looking out for you. We're talking about this is what's going on right now, and it's going to be taking about a year for it to clear through. You can be active in clearing that out. All right, so here's some thought process here. It's not going to be an easy ordeal at all. Not at all. It's not going to be easy because the ending card over here is talking. Good golly, is talking about old habits. Some old habits just don't die. Okay, and I'm gonna say it to you just like this. There's those of you that are understanding what this card and this card is relating with you, and you're like, oh hell, I know exactly what she's talking about. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, if it's resonating with you. This ordeal that you're about to go through, and that some things have been in a state of denial or some things have been rather quieted, will really come out rip-roaring. And it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of potential to be very abusive, to be very hardcore, to be very dangerous. I'm getting that dangerous again. And I'm going to say this vibration has always been that way, will always be that way. And some things you just cannot change. The only thing that you can change on this is your perspective and your connection in with all of the negative vibration. So for some people, this is kind of like clearing out some family karmic debt. So let's say you had a family member that wasn't the very nicest, and maybe they treated a lot of people in the family really ugly. Or maybe this could even be in the workplace. You've been working there for a while, and you have a particular coworker that's like really a wench, that maybe is really mean and abusive and takes advantage of people. That person is never going to change. The only thing that is going to change is the perspective of the people around them and how they choose to engage in that. And that's what this reading is about. This reading is about how you will be given this information, this insight, this clarity. And this clarity is going to be something that's really kind of intimate and, you know, kind of strikes a chord with you. And you're like, man, I really don't want to, okay. That person is not going to change. They will always be that way. They will stay that way. And your connection with them will drag on for a year unless you work towards cutting away from that and cutting any kind of emotional cords with that. That also means that sometimes you have to forgive and forget. And you're like, how the hell do you forget some of that stuff? I'm like, I dig it. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. But sometimes you just, thank you. Patricia, you like rock my world. Sometimes you just have to sit back and allow that person to experience their own, and I'm going to use the word karma. You got to let people deal with their own karma. There are some of us that like to try to clean up everybody else's karma. You can't do that. And that's what this message is in here, is that you got to sit back, and you can either manipulate the time frame and make it move quickly, or you just let it go with the natural flow. But that natural flow has a potential to be really uncomfortable. Okay, that's what I'm looking at through over here. So the last little card I'm going to pull right here. Oh, wow. Okay. This is cool. So let's just look at it. Y'all saw me pull it. Hopefully you saw me pull it, right? Okay. So I'm like, so if we sit back and we let it go through the flow, it's going to happen either way, okay? But this is when you start taking the energy into your own hands, and I'm going to use that, and you begin manipulating that energy. You can make things move a lot faster in the direction that you want it to. And if you look through here, we've got a lot of good vibration here, okay? We've got expansive, optimistic, tolerant, grateful, destiny, turning point, goodwill, fortune, luck. So this is about taking control of the negative vibe, the negative person, the negative environment, the negative job, the negative whatever it is. This is about you taking control of it in a tactful, delicate, and I'm going to use the word delicate as in not running in and being really harsh and rude with it, but being really delicate with it and allowing that to move on or move out from what your realm is. Your BFF, whoever that may be, your mama bear, where are you, girlfriend? I don't know where she went. Okay, she's somewhere in there. It must be from when I was messing with the cards, right? That mama bear, that bear energy comes through. You've got lots of support. Don't worry about nobody supporting you on that. You've got tons of cheerleaders. They're there behind you. They're just waiting for you to stand up and take charge of yourself. So, anyway, those were the Intuit Oracle cards, and I'm like shocked that I was allowed to read them, because I've had them for a little over a month, and every time I take this deck out, Patti, I love you, Patti, though, every time I take this deck out, the most craziest things, I am literally playing 118 card pickup. They will all go flying out of my hands, and I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to read all of these at one time. There's no way in Hades I could survive that kind of energy. So I hope you enjoyed playing with these. And Patti, I've enjoyed playing with these. Oh, Lord, don't tell me I did something backwards. No, I didn't. Okay. But they're ready to come home to you. They keep calling your name. Patti, come get me. Because, yeah, like I said, I'm shocked that they're allowing me to hold them. Literally, it was hilarious. Every time I would pick them up, these cards would just go flying all over the room, and I would get down on all fours and try to pick them up and count them and make sure I had all the cards. Oh! So, I hope you enjoyed the Intuit Oracle. They are a really cool, awesome deck. They really are really cool. They're very awesome. They're just probably a little bit too much energy for this old girl. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't have to play 118 card pickup. That's not fun at all. So peace, love, and harmony. I will see you guys very soon. I may get back online if I'm not too tired after clinic this evening.